Alright, so done a couple of videos on the rebuild for the bike and showing the install for the Judge's oil gear and a couple other things. One thing that I had to do is I actually kind of got a little ahead of myself, and I didn't set the timing right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I need to do that. One of the first things you got to do is obviously take the rocker cover off, and then the rocker box cover. Take that off and get that rocker box off, because you're going to need to get over here to this cam sprocket and this chain. There is a tensioner right here, cam chain tensioner here for the front one, for the front cylinder, and then back over here, a little easier to get to, is the rear. Okay, you have to take both of those out when you go to loosen the chain up to remove the chain from the sprocket, just to get you enough slack in the chain here to pull it up and over the back of the sprocket. What you're gonna do for setting the timing is this. Okay, it's actually pretty easy, but as near as I can tell, the motor is gonna have to be out of the bike because you gotta take it down this far. So once you get the motor taken apart, get this side cover off, the chrome side cover that goes on here, you pull that off. There's two little big, or I say little, they're pretty big plastic screws that are plugs that go in these holes here. This one accesses the crankshaft. This one accesses the outer, it's a view window for the outer wheel of your magneto here. And inside, let's see if I can get enough light in there. Okay, see there's marks in there. See that F? You want to line that F up with that notch that's in that hole. Okay, there's a notch right here in the bottom. Let the camera adjust. There we go. It's a pretty good shot there. You can see the F. You line that F up with that notch, and that lines up your front cylinder in top dead center. So once your front cylinder is in top dead center, you come over here. See this white mark here? And I just stuck my finger in that damn gasket sealer. Awesome. There's another white mark back here. See that? Okay, those marks, you want to make sure, see how they're sitting pretty flush with the cylinder head, with the top of the cylinder head? Okay, that's where you want them to be. Okay, that's exactly where your timing needs to be. You're going to do that for both cylinders. There's an F on here on that magneto. There's an F on there, and there's also an R. Okay, front and rear is what those are for. Where I made my mistake is I set everything by the front, didn't pay enough attention to the shop manual page, and didn't set everything on the rear. So I kind of got ahead of myself. Actually, I got way ahead of myself because I actually had the motor in the bike when I realized that. So that part kind of sucked. But the reason why you want to do that is because you want to make sure you get your timing set right, because when the cylinder is in top dead center and you line those up, that's going to make sure that these valves are in the closed position, that all four of your valves are in the closed position, which means the piston is up at the top of the cylinder, valves are seated up at the top of the cylinder head. Okay, which means when this motor starts cranking, if one of those valves is down when that cylinder goes into top dead center, it's going to cause all kinds of bad problems for you. So keep an eye on that. Make sure you get that timing set. I've already set the timing on the front. I've corrected it. So I'm going to move on, to the rear. So set that down here. The way you get this off is you get all these 8mm bolts here. You take all these off and get all these out, and then I'll expose this and I'll start the video back up. Okay, see you in a sec.